Cast your mind back to the end of 2019, where in nerd space, everyone could hear all of us scream, rejoicing that Alien RPG was upon us. And it's been a lot of fantastic fun. That cinematic experience, taking your friends and dispensing with them one by one, or indeed the space tracking campaign play. It's not 2019 anymore, it's obviously 2025. And right now, the Evolved edition of Alien RPG is upon us. So if you're excited, hit like and subscribe and all that other call to action stuff. Come and talk to us on Discord. But for now, with Devious Dungeons, Foreboding Forest and the Coolest Cats, join me, Phil, as we venture into the Dark Orb to talk about Alien RPG Evolved Edition. What a time it is to be a nerd in this wonderful role-playing space. And it's been a little while since we spoke about these sorts of things, so let's get to it. I haven't watched the trailer yet for this, so I thought it would be good to do that together. And then we can dive into the campaign and see what delights await us. What do you say, friends? Let's have a look. Oh, I'm excited about this. Oh. The perfect organism. I love the art in these games. We're hoping that Martin Griff is back on form with this. Ooh. Very short trailer. Very, very short trailer. But let's dive into it. What do we know about the Evolved Edition? Well, first and foremost, there's a whole brand new graphic design, which I absolutely love. So the original books, the layout is fantastic. It's gorgeous. Personally, I found it a little bit hard to read at times. And I do think that the design and the layout that we're seeing now for these new books is much cleaner, much easier. Personally, I think I'm going to find it a little bit more accessible. I can't really put my finger on what I found particularly difficult with the original books. They were fine, but I do much prefer this look here. They've also revised and expanded the stealth mode, the talents, the panic and stress rules, as well as ammo and armor and grenades and stuns. So a lot of this kind of felt like it was pulled from Coriolis in many ways in terms of the way it worked. And yeah, over time things become more evolved, literally. So this is really welcome. They've also expanded on zero gravity rules. And then it gets exciting because you have things like the support for miniatures play. And we're also seeing the assets from Alien Romulus, which was a film that I actually really enjoyed. What did you think of Alien Romulus? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? There were certain things that I thought maybe were a little unnecessary for me, and I'm not going to give any spoilers. I felt that the final act was maybe a little bit, maybe it wasn't needed to the same extent, at least. It was a little bit to me like the film's AI, if you remember AI from way back when, or Sunshine, where there was an act at the end of the film that, whilst it did provide additional story, it just maybe wasn't needed. Maybe they could have just done without it, or done something a little bit less melodramatic, I guess. Not to say that it didn't have value, but for me, it felt unnecessary. And I had the same issue with Romulus. That said, pulling all the weapons and the ships and locations from Romulus into this book is great. It feels a little bit like, obviously you have the locations from Alien, originally in the Alien role-playing game. And on top of that, with the Evolved Kickstarter, we're also seeing evolved editions of the expansion. So that's the Colonial Marines book and the Building Better Worlds book, which many of us bought with the original role-playing game. So the Colonial Marines Operations Manual is really there to help you to flesh out your characters, and it's really valuable, especially if you're looking to build a longer narrative arc, an actual campaign. Then that's going to really help. Building Better Worlds, likewise, is a really exciting product. So to see those available as slightly updated books is great. My understanding is that they're not significantly updated, so it might well be that you can just grab them in PDF and just read through the changes rather than going for print if you're worried about financial costs. But ultimately, this is great. This is a really good way to continue to support the product line. These are pretty hard to get hold of in their standard edition now, so it's really exciting that these are now being reprinted as well. So if you missed out first time round, it's not too late. It's also going to be the RPG solo mode for Alien, which is cool, and a life path character creation. And life path is really interesting. So basically, rather than just picking a bunch of stats and going, oh, well, that's my character because I've pulled these numbers and I've rolled these dice and I've chosen this archetype. Generally, what life path does is it pretty much gives you your backstory up until the point where you are jumping into the game. So that's really interesting. And I think for people that like to role play, that's going to add a whole new element, particularly useful for that cinematic mode where you don't have a backstory that you're generating because you know your character is going to have a finite amount of lifespan, really. So that's really cool. Moving forward, what else do we have? Well, we've got Rapture Protocol. And Rapture Protocol is the new cinematic starter set. It looks really cool. Look at this. Look at this art. It's great. And much like the previous box sets that we've seen from Free League, it's going to have all you need: tokens, an adventure book, maps, the character sheets as well. So you can pretty much pick up and play once your GM has gotten the story into their head. That's really exciting. I think it's really cool. And it's the first installment in an upcoming saga, the Jeremiah saga. I've not read anything about that, so looking forward to hearing more about this wider arc. With Rapture Protocol and with Alien RPG as well, is finally we're seeing official support for miniatures. And the miniature set is in 28mm scale, not painted, but obviously you can paint them, or if you're scared of painting, scared is the wrong word, if you're intimidated by painting miniatures, then there are really good ways to do shortcuts from that. So one great way of dealing with it is to simply use an ink wash. So effectively, you're just filling in the shadows. So it just gives you a little bit of depth without needing any painting experience whatsoever. These might even come pre-washed. I haven't yet delved in, so we'll find out. We mentioned earlier on about the solo rules, and this is really exciting. I'm the first to admit my self-discipline doesn't allow me to really do role-playing solo. If I'm by myself, I'm far more likely to throw Netflix on or just read something than actually play a game. But I think I'm potentially in a minority there. Let me know what you think of solo role-playing. But I know a lot of people really love it. And being able to, again, do this as an official, fully supported way of playing one of our favorite role-playing games is super, super cool. I can't stress that highly enough. So that's built into the Evolved Edition, the core book, which is really nice. And I know many people are very excited about that. One thing that's coming with this edition of the game is an updated version of the starter set. Now, the starter set that we've had to begin with was absolutely awesome. It was Hope's last day. Our friends Matthew and Dave, among others, worked on this from the Effect podcast, by the way. Shout out to those guys. And yes, they did a great job in contributing to the original starter set and the books as well. We should not make light of that. Hugely important in developing this line. So big up Dave Seamark and Matt Tyler Jones. yeah, the starter set, the new expanded edition of the starter set has some great new additions. It's been evolved, and the scenario Hope's Last Day, which is set on Hadley's Hope, has been further updated. And you're going to get your large maps and your character sheets and your reference books and tokens and cards, and you also have your dice. I love how Free League does box sets. They're never too expensive, and they always have so much content. It's very exciting. There are a bunch of add-ons available for this campaign, and they're really cool. You've got the deluxe version of the book, GM screen, and you've got your miniatures as well. There are also, and I think these are really cool, the lapel pins for the crew. So you can buy, I think it's a set of 4 brass pins. They're 30mm. So just over an inch across, and just look at these. Aren't they just awesome? I definitely want one of these on my shirt next time I'm running a game of Alien role-playing game. So in a nutshell, that's what we're looking at. The pledges start at a digital core book at 248 Swedish crowns, which is about £20 in British money. And head on all the way from that, which is your PDF of just the core book, all the way up through just getting a copy of the starter set or the cinematic adventure set, getting a version of the standard edition of the rule book, all the way through to getting everything. So that fill level, as we love to call it, which is the pledge just one lower than the retailer pledge. It does add up, I'm afraid. You're looking at essentially 4,000 Swedish crowns, or just over 300 British pounds. So that's what, I guess, $350, $375. I haven't checked. That'll get you a physical copy of all of the books, and a copy of, that includes a copy of the collector's edition of the core rulebook. You also get the miniature set and an extra set of dice, the GM screen, an extra set of each set of dice. You've got your base dice and your stress dice, and a pin, just the one pin by the look of it. Now that might increase with your add-ons as stretch goals come in, where we're getting more cards, we're getting more miniatures, getting dials and additional rules, etc. And we're blazing through all of these locked pledge stretch goals already. So we've hit the 10 million crowns mark already. So an additional Xenomorph miniature is in the bundle. There's so much to unpack. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Come and talk to us on Discord. What are you excited about? What are you less excited about? And are you one of the more than 1,000 people at time of recording who have gone straight in at the engineer bundle, the fill level? Or perhaps you went for the company bundle with a physical copy of everything in standard edition. There's nearly 2,000 people have backed that. Oh, what a time to be playing role-playing games, huh? This is great. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. I'm sure we'll talk more about this over the coming weeks, either here or down over on Discord. So the link for Discord is down below. We would absolutely love to see you there. And one thing we'll be talking about, as always, is Orbtoberfest, our annual dark narrative horror role-playing mini convention is happening in October here in Nottingham in the UK, and we would love to see you there. Details of Orbtoberfest are in our Discord, and of course we are currently accepting submissions for games. So if you're a GM and you'd like to run in a real nice community atmosphere with people who just want to play a cool game, and if you're prepared to not run Dungeons and Dragons, because that's our one condition, then come on over, have fun with us. We've got a couple of games already lined up, about 10 spaces left, so we'd love to see you there. Until then, let me know what your favourite Alien film is and why. Let us know what you think of this role-playing game. Come and talk to us either here or on Discord, or come and find me at any of the conventions that we'll be at. And until then, and until next time, thank you so much for joining. Please hit like and subscribe and all that jazz. And I hope, deeply hope, that your next dice roll is way, 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 way better than mine. Take care, everyone.